Hello, hello. Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Welcome, everybody. Well, I think we still have 1 minute before we're due to start.
So do you want to, that smoothie, do they want to put the camera on?
It's up to them.
It's up to
Yeah.
them.
I guess.
Who's that camera?
Yeah.
Are we on mute?
No, I think we're not on mute.
Okay, so just put us on mute, please. Just invite them to tell them that we're starting.
Okay. I think we'll start. It's gone 6 o'clock. Thank you everybody for attending. Hi, Samudi. Hi. Thank you so much for attending. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Das for organizing this little memorial for Sudath. The idea to have Sudath's portrait and plaque displayed in our seminar room, the room that we're sitting in now, originated from her. And when she was the clinical director, she sought the requisite permissions from the trust to have the picture and plaque displayed here. Moreover, it was then at her suggestion that we decided to have this memorial evening to remember Sudath. I know it's something that she wanted to support us in doing before she left the trust, and for that, we as Sudath's friends and colleagues are very grateful. Thank you, Dr. Das. It's now more than 2 years since Sudath's premature passing, and we hope that this little event can help demonstrate to his family the ongoing affection and regards that we still hold for him. I'm sure some of you will want to share your esteem for Sudath as a kind, modest, and affable colleague, and we will have the opportunity to do that later on. I would just like to firstly share my personal reflections of Sudath. 1 second. Oh yeah, we're recording. When Sudath first came to Queen Elizabeth Hospital back in 2010, I was still a junior anaesthetist and was very satisfied to finally have a senior colleague who was both inoffensive and non-judgmental. I know that can probably sound offensive to some people who are listening, but Sudath was definitely inoffensive and non-judgmental. But from around 2013 and for a further 3 or 4 years, I had the privilege of sharing my own calls with Sudath. And this meant that whenever I was holding the obstetric on-call bleep, he would be carrying the general bleep and vice versa. Necessarily, this meant sharing many hours in the hospital with Sudath, countless bank holidays, weekends, nights, etc. And my wife is probably keen to point out that in all of those years, I probably spent more time with Sudath than with her. Obviously, there were many times that Sudath came to my rescue in all of those shared on calls. I remember one of my sickest patients was a lady who was hemorrhaging after a cesarean section on a busy weekend when the whole anaesthetic on-call team was completely stretched. And probably had it not been for Sudath on that day, we would have lost that lady. But it may surprise some of you to know that anaesthetic on-calls are not always minute-to-minute action with sick and dying patients. In fact, was never fond of those adrenaline-filled moments in the emergency department down in Resus or other places. Indeed, it's my abiding memory of Sudath will always be of him being a good on-call body during those long and sometimes boring hours when not much was happening. He had the patience and grace to tolerate my somewhat juvenile sense of humor, whether it was discreetly playing cricket in a theatre corridor or playing volleyball with a glove balloon in an empty recovery. Sudath was always prepared to indulge me. I remember seeing him after on-call obstetric shifts, and he'd have been up all night, and he wouldn't have called anyone to share any of the work that he'd had to have done, and he would just roll his eyes, sharing an understanding that obstetric anesthesia is akin to cruel and degrading torture. But he would never moan or complain, and even when he had full rights to do so, I remember him sitting in the coffee room with his tea and his jiggery thing, which I think is cane sugar. I'm not entirely sure what it was. It could have been anything. And he was simply a good companion to be with on call, and not many on-call colleagues came up to his standard since, and he's sorely missed by this anaesthetist. I personally miss Sudath a great deal, and really we lost him 2 years ago, but it feels longer than that to me, because the last year of his year, he spent really dealing with his illness. So we'd like to open up the forum if anyone wants to share their thoughts as well, or their recollections of Sudath, please do so. I know.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please do, please.
Hi there, everyone. It's great to do this. I was really impressed that we could honour Sudath like this. I really enjoyed working with him. I worked with him at Queen Mary's as well, as did Dave, and presumably Ash and Danielle and a few others. And he was always great. He was really funny for a start, and he was always going on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
He was always good. One of his one of the things that he found out about me quite early on was that I enjoyed cricket. So he was always asking me and ribbing me about cricket and asking me whether I knew obscure facts. And of course I did. Only joking. But one thing I want to ask you, Imran, was how did he suffer your presence?
Sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Dr. Dath raised a good point. Could somebody just mute, maybe, unless you're speaking, just mute, because we're getting a little bit of feedback. Dr. Ratnakumar, I'm looking at you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Dr. Harding, you were saying.
Did everyone hear what I was saying then? Yeah, good. So what I want to know is how did he manage to cope with you, Imran, given the fact that you're a self-confessed Philistine about cricket and know nothing and don't like it? I can't understand how he managed to get on with you.
To be honest, other than, well, we rather than watching the boring stuff on the TV, as I said, we would from time to time indulge in a little bit of theatre cricket in the corridor with, I don't know, rolled up gloves or whatever. We improvised, so we did the practical cricket anyway. But yes, I agree. It would have taken great patience to suffer my ignorance on the professional sport.
His love of cricket aside, I just wanted to say that I thought he was a fantastic anaesthetist. Always really good. The thing I like, you always know a good colleague when they don't bother you, and he only bothered me when it was really important, and that was because he could cope with everything else, and so that's a marker for how good he was. and I really enjoyed working with him. And he's actually really full of interesting facts that I knew nothing about in anaesthetics. So top marks to him, and we all miss him.
Thank you, Dr. Barry.
Hi guys, I'll want to share something briefly. So is that okay with you, Imran?
Of course, please.
Yeah. First of all, thank you to everyone, Suparna, Imran, all of you who kind of were thoughtful enough to organize this and gave us also an opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you again, guys. I can safely say I knew Sudath from 2003 or 4 when I was new in England and I joined Peterborough. And if I remember correctly, Sudath was used to work in Hinton Hospital. It was next door to Peterborough. And in those days, there used to be combined teaching between Peterborough and Hinchinbrook hospitals. And I used to regularly meet him. And we interacted like every few weeks. And from the outset, I found him a very gentle guy, and his love of cricket was very evident. And afterwards, we kind of parted ways because of moving to London and him moving elsewhere, and I lost touch. And surprise, surprise, the world is so small. I landed at Woolwich, as in Sidcup wise, when we were joined with South London Trust, and I found him here. And his amazing memory was like he could tell me everything, some parts in which I couldn't remember, and it was great to connect back with him. And needless to say, as everybody has been saying, he was a great anaesthetist, a very, very gentle soul, and amazing knowledge about cricket. And I think that was one place where I think I bonded more than others with him. And I think I'll safely include Sanjay also into it. And anytime a series would be played between India, England, Sri Lanka, or whatever, and I think it would be great fun, and banter would go on between me and him. Especially, I would gloat if India would win, and he would lament the fact. But I think he was great at cricket, and his trivia knowledge was amazing. But overall, as everybody has said, I think I would like to end and say, like, yes, he was a great individual. I miss my philosophical talks with him. Not many people knew he could delve into a lot of it. And yeah, he's a great guy, and I do miss him.
Thank you, Dr. Barry.
There are a couple of messages, so people who can't attend, if I may just.
Yeah.
So, it's okay.
Dr. Das has got some messages for some people who can't be here.
So it's good to see you, Sumudhi and Mudita. Hello. It's good to see you, Mudita and Sumudhi. Hello. Once everyone who wishes to speak has had a chance to speak, we'll give you the opportunity to speak. Is that all right? Okay. There are a couple of messages. First of all, Dr. Vijay, she has sent her apologies because she has a clinic this evening starting at 6:30. And the other person is Dr. Vishal Salota. He sent his apologies because of other commitments, but he's sent us a message that he would like us to read out. Sudath was a great colleague and a very pleasant person. He loved talking about cricket. So there seems to be a theme here. And the matches and the stats of cricket. I will always remember him as a humble, ever smiling, and a cheerful person. That's from Dr. Vishal Salota. And I will hand over to Imran again. And if everyone can please remember to mute themselves, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Does anybody else want to share any memories of Sudath or thoughts about Sudath? I think Dr. Short has also, our clinical director, current clinical director, has also sent his apologies and is asking to pass on his respects to Sudath's family. He said it was a real pleasure to work with Sudath. and he's glad that we've made the effort to commemorate him tonight. Yeah, so I don't know whether Samudi or Muditha would like to share any thoughts with us. No pressure if you don't. Yeah.
Can you mute Samson, please?
Yeah, I'll try a little bit. And thank you for this beautiful ceremony today. We're so grateful to be part of this special occasion with you all and to celebrate the accomplishments of a very special person. And this is a great mark of respect for that, and the love and care, support that all you have shown him is so uplifting to see. We are so appreciative of the thoughtfulness in this idea to honor Sudath. And I'm sure if he were here today, he would be smiling from year to year. Yeah, Sudath really enjoyed his job. He put his all into his work. Sometimes I think it's too much. I'm sure you all saw how hard he worked and how much he valued his role as a doctor. He's a beautiful father and husband, a dedicated doctor and a great friend. So that was caring in all elements of his life. Even though it's been 2 years without him, today's tribute means that Sudath's legacy lives on as he does in our hearts. Samudi and I are very pleased to be able to share in this honor. It is wonderful to know that you care and you miss him. To acknowledge his continued standing within this medical community. I hope that we can celebrate all of Sudath's achievements, from studying and thriving in a country, a world away from his home to become a doctor, his excellence and talent in his field, guiding his daughter and building the strongest future for our family. Yeah, he was a gift.
Thank you, Muditha.
Extraordinary in all he did, including his home DIY projects. Although Sudath isn't going to be able to be here with us when Samudi graduates, he was so happy to see her start her journey at medical school. And we will remember this absolutely amazing person, father and husband he was. We have always and will always be so proud of him, and maybe didn't tell him as much as we should have, but today we all have the opportunity to do so. This is such a heartwarming moment for us to know how much Sudath is valued and admired in the anaesthetic department. I know he would be thrilled at such an honor, and he will know how much he is loved from up where he is now. There's a little bit more I would like to say. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the members of the department for their support during Sudath's illness. And thank you also for the lovely retirement party you organized for Sudath. He was very happy to see all his colleagues and friends coming together to show their love and support for him. Sudath found so much joy in his projects, helping children in Sri Lanka. And I would like to inform you that that we have continued to work on his behalf by setting a charity in Sri Lanka in the memory of Sudath. We have placed all your gifts and donations as well into this fund, which have contributed towards enabling us to install drinking water filters in every ward in a base hospital and deliver necessary equipment, including a special mattress. In the future, we will continue to provide help and support through this charity. At the moment, we are unable to go to Sri Lanka because of the current situation, but our support through this charity. And yeah, we are so grateful for all the journeys and lessons that Sudath left behind us, which will inspire us for all of our lives. It is a loss I can never understand. Yeah, Sudath never stopped surprising me. And today I see once again just how spectacular a person my husband was. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Suparna and Dr. Imran and all of you for organizing this beautiful ceremony. It's such a nice thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It would have meant so much to my dad.
Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. It's the least we could have done. So what we've done is we've got a portrait of Sudath, and we were thinking, and I know I approached you, Muditha, for a picture of Sudath. I don't have very many pictures of Sudath because he was very shy and he never liked having his photo taken. And so I did ask you for one, but I had to come back to that photo of Sudath because I thought that was the most appropriate one, because, you know, he was in his element, he was, you know, smiling, and he was in theatre, and I thought that was probably the best portrait to have. In fact, you can't really see it very well on the screen, so I will share, you know, I will share it there. That's the picture that we've printed out of Sudath. And we're going to put it up in our seminar room here. I'm going to go mobile for a second. You can see. Would you be able to put the picture up, or would you be able to put the picture up and we'll show them? Yeah. Here we go. So we're going to go mobile for a second. One second. There we go. There we go. Super. So this is the corner of the seminar room where we're going to hang his picture. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. And that's his plaque there, which again, I don't know if it comes out very well at all over webcam, but it says Sudath Kumarasinghe, an anaesthetist who served the trust 2010 to 2019, respected for his mild manner and gentle humor, he is fondly remembered. So that's his plaque in this room. Cool. So, does anybody else have any thoughts or comments they would like to share with us? I can see
Imran, hi. This is Chena. Hi everyone. Thanks Imran and Dr. Das for organizing. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you. Yeah, not at all.
Hi. Yeah. Just a word. Me and Sudath were very close, and we traveled so much. And we almost spoke every day, but we never spoke about cricket. Me and Sudath, we never spoke about cricket. that's something odd. We had a dream of it was his plan to travel all the way from England in a train and go to Russia, from Russia to train travel to Tibet with it's such a hard journey. That's what he used to say. And then from Tibet to go to India and then Bodh Gaya. That was our plan, and we thought we would probably do that journey in 2020 or 2021, which never materialized, but hopefully one day, maybe if somebody joins.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that train journey. Yeah, it's just unfortunate we never got to do it, but maybe it's something that Samudi would like to do. That's something that her father really did want to do. He wanted to make that journey once in his life.
Yeah, so that really wanted to do that journey, the Great Siberian Railway. That was one of his dreams. Yeah, but even during this illness in 2017, when we went to get those treatments in Japan, I was there with him for a few days, and then I came home. Then from Japan, he went to China and went on the Great Wall as well on his own. I was so worried of him doing it on his own because his foot was, his one leg was a little weak at that time. But on his own, he done that journey in China to the Great Wall as well. And went to Thailand, and from there he went to Sri Lanka and stayed for 2 months, and then came home. Yeah. So yeah, he really liked traveling. So the Great Siberian Railway, he really wanted to do that. He really wanted to go to Russia again because he was there for so many years before, so he really wanted to go and visit Russia again, but yeah, everything went wrong.
Dr. Ratnakumar, I think before Chenna was speaking, I saw your mouth moving. Nothing was coming out. You have to unmute yourself. Here, in fact, I can do it for you. No, I can't do it for you. There we go. Yes, you've done it. You've done it.
Okay. I met Sudath when he moved to a hospital from Sitka. He was a very confident anaesthetist. The fact I had to come through Blackwall Tunnel to be on call, I always slept better when Sudath was on call. He was a very confident anaesthetist. He always cared, very kind-hearted to patients, very nice to his colleagues, the anesthetic nurses, and but he never speaks much to anybody other than cricket. I heard, being a Sri Lankan, that's cricket is the favorite game in Sri Lanka. I hail from Sri Lanka too. But I had a lot of regards for Sudath because he always saw the patients and spoke to them again in the anesthetic room. Very compassionate, sympathetic approach to patients. Also, he saw them post-operatively, following them up. He was one of the favorite anesthetists for Miss Oki, who does a lot of colorectal cases, where he always see the patient, discuss and did good. She always speak high about him, as we know a lot of people say things. I enjoyed working with Sudath, and I did go for his farewell. It was a sad day. I did visit Sudath's wife and daughter when he passed away. It was very hard. I hope Sudath's daughter is still doing okay at medical school. I haven't met her since then. Anyway, if there's anything support we can give you guys, let us know. I'm still happy to help you. As you know, I have gone through another bad grief, loss of my husband, so it's very hard. But still, I wanted to attend this because Sudath helped us a lot. He was such a caring person too. And a lot of regards for you guys. And thanks, Imran, for organizing this and inviting me to attend this Zoom and be in touch with me. Thanks for all the help, Imran. You're still working hard. Thanks very much. Nice to see everybody, Dan, Charlotte, Ash, Samson, Daniela, and Subhana. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ratnakumar, and our condolences on your recent bereavement of your husband.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to share any thoughts or recollections?
Yes, Imran, I just want to say something. Yes, Sudath is one of the wonderful human being. I'm very close to him. Whenever he's on call with me, always have so much confidence in him. And he's a very good anesthetist. Most above all, he's a very humble man, very, very humble man. He never raises his voice. He always quietly say, if anything, any concern. Such a humble friend. I mean, really miss, because I live in Orpington. Whenever I pass through Orpington, I always see his house and say, he's gone, he's no more. So he's a very good friend. He's a very good friend, very good anesthetist. Thanks, Imran, for calling me.
Thank you, Dr. Nalamali. Okay, I think unless anyone else has any other comments, it's 6:30, and I think we'll end the memorial here. Thank you so much, Samudi and Maditha, attending. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you. It's really
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you.
That picture, because Sudath has already seen the same picture on his retirement card. So he has seen the picture already. So it's really nice of you selecting that picture. Thank you very much. It's really lovely, this ceremony. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending and organizing this structure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi. Sorry, it's Bern. Sorry, can I just say something? It took me a while to figure out how to unmute myself. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Bert.
Oh yeah. Hi everyone, and thanks Imran and Dr. Das for organising this lovely memorial for Sudath. You know, he was the most unique, fun-loving, so patient, beautiful person, and he was a fantastic anaesthetist, and we miss him every day. And just thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Bern.
Thank you, Bern, for visiting him most of the time, and he really liked seeing all of his colleagues visiting him when he was ill. He was looking forward to see you colleagues, Bern and Imran especially. Thank you for visiting him almost like, yeah, you were there most of the time. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll send a recording. I'll probably send a link to everybody who's on the meeting. I'll send a link of the recording, but certainly to you, Muditha. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.